Hey everyone, welcome to my Florida butterfly garden. I walked through my garden with intention of looking for how many things were blooming, and I was so surprised by how many of my Florida native plants are putting out blooms. So we're going to go visit those. I'm going to share them with you because you might want to add some of these to your garden. And yes, a lot of them attract butterflies and our local bees and pollinators. So any one of these would be a fabulous addition to your butterfly garden. Starting right here with my beautiful Bahama Senna. This is an evergreen perennial and it can bloom year round. It is also a host plant to sulfur butterflies, and the flowers are in beautiful little clusters. I love it. I have two of these in my garden, and this one blooms more because it gets more sun, because they do prefer full sun. So it's a host plant. It provides nectar, blooms year round. What more could you ask for? This next one we're going to see is a funny little guy because it's not supposed to be blooming now, and yet it is. This is a black-eyed Susan. It just has a bud on it, but it's getting ready to flower. Now these guys normally flower spring through fall, but this one has decided to grow in and start blooming now. So you know what? I'm here for it. This is actually coming up in my Sweet Bay Magnolia pot. And usually I have tons of these in the spring, but I will take this one right here, right now. Beautiful yellow blooms, fabulous Florida native plant. And next we have the beautiful lyre leaf sage. Now this typically blooms end of winter through late spring, but we're end of fall and it's blooming. So it blooms whenever it feels like it. What I love about this is I love the look of its basal leaves, the clump of leaves at the base, and then it puts up the stalks with the blooms. And this makes a great ground cover, and you can actually mow it, and it does well with it. So if you wanted like a side yard that you wanted full of flowers and occasionally mow down, this will be a good one for you. You can see I have more of it up here, and it will just cluster and grow in clumps. And then here's some of the stalks that is put up here, and these ones have gone to seed, and you just keep trimming them back. The next one I want to show you is absolutely adorable, and I've talked to you about it before. It's cute as can be. It's actually right here beside my Bahama Senna, and this is the little strong bark. It likes full sun and consistently moist soil. So fortunately it's back here in a spot in my garden that usually it gets a lot of sun, even though it's in the shade right now. And it gets watered a lot because I'm always out watering. None of the flowers are open right now. I wish I could show you because they're so cute, but you can see there are buds on it. And it also produces like these little orange berries. So it's kind of like a little miniature orange tree, even though it's not. It is endangered in Florida. So I'm really happy I was able to get one. There's some more buds. Just an adorable little plant. I'm sure we'll be revisiting it again, and then maybe I can catch it at a time when it's got a lot more flowers on it. But I absolutely love this little guy. We looked at this plant not too long ago, there were some little bees on it. This is a rice button aster, and it blooms September through December, but it's also been known to bloom throughout the year. And it's also a larval host to the pearl crescent butterfly. It likes full sun to part shade, moist to dry water conditions, and it's just a beautiful addition to any butterfly garden. And right here, one of my favorites I've talked about often, this is the Pineland Lantana, Lantana depressa variety depressa. It likes dry settings and full sun. It will bloom nearly year round. It is a butterfly magnet, and it is one of, there's several Florida lantanas, but you're not going to find this in a big box store. You don't want to buy those lantanas like from big box stores, because they're not the native and they can cause great problems for our natives. So get to your local native plant nursery and get the Pineland lantana. We'll be looking at another variety of lantana a little bit later, but this is the one that looks most like the flower heads that you see on the lantanas that are more commercially available, but you don't want those. You want this one. I actually am going to be growing some of these for the nectar, so sit tight, and in the spring you might be able to buy some of mine that I grew at the nectar. One of my absolute favorites, you hear me talk about all the time, you know it was coming, good old starry rosinweed, a butterfly favorite. It likes moderately dry to moist, well-drained soil, full sun. It can do part shade, and it will bloom spring through fall, but it can bloom year-round. And with regular deadheading, you can keep these blooms coming. I have so many photos I've taken of butterflies absolutely loving these blooms. Starry rosinweed, just get a bunch of them and put them all over your Florida butterfly garden. You will not regret it. Are you ready for the next flower? This one is gorgeous and it's full of lush blooms right now. So let's go see. Well, first of all, look at the adorable little pollinator hovering around. This is Stokes aster. Look at these gorgeous, huge flowers, and the color is spectacular. Look at all the buds coming on. And you can see the little pollinators flying around. Everybody loves it. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, so pretty with the sun filtering through. So these typically bloom spring through summer, but they can bloom throughout the year, obviously, because this one is, and look at all the flower heads to come. So if you regularly deadhead these, it will encourage new growth. However, you might want to keep a few heads on them because you can collect seeds from them and grow them from seed. So they do like a lot of water, and they like full sun to part shade. And mine are right in the front of my Florida native wildflower garden, and they're just beautiful. And it's a good combination. You can see some little starry rosinweed blooms right there. Really, really, really pretty color combination. This next one I am so excited to show you because I know I keep using this word, but it's absolutely adorable. It's the first time I've had this bloom in my garden. I'm so stinking excited about it. Let's go see. You're not even gonna be able to stand it. You're gonna wanna run to your local native plant nursery and get one of these as soon as you see it. You might already have one. Look at this adorableness. These little yellow poofs are the flowers of the sweet acacia, or is it acacia? Acacia? Sweet acacia. Sweet acacia. One of those. And look up here, look at all the tiny little buds that are coming. Oh my gosh. So this is a small Florida native tree or shrub, and butterflies love these blooms, particularly the red banded hair streak. It is an evergreen and it can bloom year round, but its peak bloom season is in the winter. And as you can see, all the little buds coming on this. Look at those. Oh my gosh, it's going to be spectacular. I am so thrilled to have this blooming in my garden, and I just absolutely love it. Just a note, it does have very large thorny spikes on it, so you want to kind of plant it off to the side where you're not going to be encountering these as you travel through your garden. They're also on the branches. So just be careful, but get one of these in your garden ASAP, because look at that adorableness. I love it. This next one we've talked about so many times. It is a pollinator favorite. Butterflies love it. I recently had my queen butterflies that I released all over the snow square stem. Beautiful blooms. Regular deadheading keeps the blooms coming. They bloom summer to early winter. Now it says they'll die back in the winter, but mine didn't die back last year. So we'll keep an eye and see what happens this year. They like full sun to part shade, moist to dry water conditions. And they are visited by a variety of bees. They are loved by little butterflies too, like the skipper. And of course, we can't go without mentioning tropical sage. This Florida native comes in a variety of colors, different shades of pink, red, and white. The red ones are very popular with some of the swallowtail butterflies, including the pipevine swallowtail seems to gravitate towards these in my garden. They're also heavily visited by carpenter bees, and they're just beautiful. They provide year-round color. Regular deadheading keeps those blooms coming. The more you trim them down, the more they'll shrub out. They are prolific seeders, so they will come up everywhere, but I don't care because they're beautiful. And they provide a wonderful source of nectar for bees and butterflies. Who wouldn't want them everywhere in your garden? Oh look, there's a little sweat bee. Thank you, little bee, for coming along just in time. You'll see Ringo still has his cone. Poor little guy. My husband's such a stickler about that. Like, I'm bad. I would say, oh, they'll be fine. But he's like, no, the doctor said he has to wear his cone. So he's wearing his cone. So who are you? In the comments, tell me. Are you the one who would sneak the cone off of them? Or would you be the stickler and make them wear it all the time? Let me know. Up next is the tea bush. I've talked about this many times on my channel. Pollinators love it. There's usually a myriad of little things flying all in through here. There are some now. I'm not sure if the camera's picking them up. There's some very tiny flying things and some bees roaming in and out through here. This is another one that is evergreen and blooms year round. It's a pollinator magnet, likes dry to moist soil, full sun, and it can do semi-shade. It's a nectar source for many butterflies, including hair streaks, crescents, blues, and skippers. Wonderful, wonderful addition to a Florida butterfly garden, pollinator garden. I have two of them. Let me come back here so you can see. They're planted side by side. So this is the amount of space they take up. And I regularly trim them because they can get a little bit, they'll have some like tall stems poking out, but they're really easy to maintain. There's also a lot of tropical sage growing up in and amongst them. You can probably see those larger pink flowers in there. I love the color of the leaves. I love this plant or shrub. Florida native, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Every Florida butterfly garden should have at least two. Next we have scorpion's tail. This is another perennial shrub that blooms year round. It has these teeny tiny white flowers on them, and small pollinators and small butterflies like the Cassius blue love these. Dogs just ran into me. He's got zoomies with the cone on. Hang on a second. Have you ever seen zoomies with a cone? Oh my goodness. Okay, I just had to put him in the house because he got the zoomies again and knocked his cone off. So he's got to have some calm down time. And we're going to get back to the scorpion's tail. You can see there's a little guy on it. Looks like some sort of fly. Anyway, this is a very, very pollinator pleasing plant, and it can get kind of scraggly and shrubby, so you know, just doing some regular trimming and maintenance. And it also seeds. I'll have these come up not like invasively, but I'll just find them here and there throughout my garden. And then here, right across from my scorpion's tail, is one of the other lantanas. This is Lantana involucrata, or button sage. And I'm just looking behind me, like literally a skipper just came and landed on the scorpion's tail. Of course, after I'm filming, but butterflies love it too. Small butterflies, they love it. So this one gets more shrub-like, and it is evergreen, and it does bloom year-round. And these flowers up close, look how adorable they are. Look at all the detail. I love these. I have 3 of them in my garden right now, They get these little berries on them. Look how pretty they are. Button sage. I just ordered another one from the Nectary. They had a small business. No, was it small business? No, it was, what was Monday? Every day is something different. Small business was Saturday. I couldn't go because I'm not feeling great still, somewhat. Um, and then Monday, Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday, they had a sale. You can order online on the Nectary now and then go pick up. So, like, if their hours aren't conducive to you because their open hours are limited to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can order online anytime and then just run by and pick up on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, which I love. They had 20% off all their stock. So, of course, I placed an order with them on Monday and I did get another one of these. Probably going to put it out in my side yard, but you can see it grows up like a shrub. I absolutely love this plant. Dun, dun, dun. Another one I commonly talk about, sweet scent. I love it. Has sweet smelling leaves and flowers. Very attractive to butterflies. Bees love it. And the leaves from this are commonly used to make a medicinal tea in the Caribbean. So I don't know how you do that, but it's something that's possible if you're interested in that. It likes moist, wet, swampy conditions, which is why I have it planted in a pot here that does not drain. And you can see it goes to seed. All these little babies are coming up right here. Look at all these little ones. So, very cool plant, one of my favorites. I also have more of it growing right here in my Florida native wetland garden. So easy to grow. Once you have one plant, you just collect the seeds and you can grow more and more and more of it. But you also have plenty of time when they do start going to seed to deadhead them so you don't have them everywhere. Another one currently blooming in my garden is white plumbago. This is a Florida native plumbago, and it is a host plant to the Cassius blue, which is a teeny tiny little butterfly. Also loves the scorpion's tail for nectar. But this one, says it blooms spring, summer, but for me, it seems to bloom year round. So it kind of grows, it's like an understory ground cover. It kind of grows sprawly and low. So we kind of have it right here in a little circle of other things that kind of keep it compact and closed in. So it's like it's not like the most beautiful presence, but it can be contained, and the little flowers are very pretty, and those tiny little butterflies are fabulous, and they'll just be flitting all over my garden. I love it. I love them, the butterflies. Real quick, I'll show you how to order on the Nectary's website. Press the 3 lines on the top right and choose shop plants. Then their inventory will come up and you can scroll down, choose the plant you want. Let's pick an azalea. And then you can read about the plant, add it to your cart, and then when you're ready to check out, you tap your cart and go ahead and make your payment preferences. And once your order is complete, you'll get a receipt, and then you can go to their store and pick up your plants, see what they have in stock, and get the things that you know that you want, and then you can just go pick them up. It's fabulous. I think I'm going to use that option a lot more often, and I just wanted to share that with you all. The Nectary is my local native plant nursery. That's where I sell the plants that I grow. I don't currently have any there because I'm working on my stock for 2026, but next year you'll find red pentas, hopefully Lantana depressa, variety depressa, maybe some others, and I just love them. So if you're not near the Nectary, then you want to shop your local native plant nursery to get a large selection of natives growing in your garden. And now I have one last plant to share with you. This is another host plant. It's the wild petunia, and it is a host to the white peacock. Now it's supposed to bloom late spring to early fall, but this is late fall and mine is still blooming. This one's in a pot, but I also have it planted along the back fence in my garden, and it makes a wonderful ground cover, but it also looks really pretty in a pot because it will sprawl over the sides and drape down. So I love it. The blooms last one day, but it's continually putting on more blooms, and it also attracts a variety of bees. So I truly, truly hope you have enjoyed this exploration of my Florida Zone 10A butterfly garden to see what natives are blooming now. It is early December, and it's pretty fabulous. I was really surprised to see how many things I could find, and those are just my natives. So native plants are the best. Doing a 70% natives, 30% non-native blend is the ideal ratio. And always check your local native plant nursery for plants. Support local, support your small businesses, subscribe to my channel, and tap the like button if you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.